your motorsport and motoring radio show. Now on 88.5 FM, The Valley Comes Alive. And podcasting across iTunes and talkandpower.com.au.
Welcome back to Talk and Power episode 230. My name's Michelle Morrison, and joining me as always are my two co-hosts, Nick DeCimbre and Simon Gonzo Travellini.
Hello, Michelle.
Hello, hello.
Michelle. Hello, Simon.
Nick.
All doing well?
Going magnificent.
Fabulous. Well, let's kick it off with some news highlights. James McFadden won the Barbagallo Australian Mr. Sprintcar Nationals in an incident-packed 35-lap feature race, taking home $40,077. Callum Williamson securing second place and Jason Kendrick in third place. An emotional win for Ryan Preece in the Roush Fenway Keselowski Ford Mustang as he took the win over Rick Hendricks, William Byron in the Camaro and Penske's Ryan Blaney in third spot at the rain-affected Bowman Grey Stadium clash. Work has officially begun at the Burswood Park, with crews now on site preparing for the next stage of upgrades. Early activity include ground preparation, safety setup and initial construction work designed to improve access, facilities and overall usability of the area.
Well, at least they've started work on one racetrack. Why do they call it Perth Park? They're trying to really get away from that racetrack.
Yeah, I think there's just a rebrand there.
Burswood, what would you call it, Nick?
I don't know what I'd call it.
What would you call it?
Well, you know, we've discussed about whether it's going to be multi-use and
Oh, they're going to have the Gira de Burswood there.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. You know, I got the impression that it wasn't going to be multi-use, so why not Perth Motor Park, you know?
Yeah.
Perth Bicycle Park.
Maybe they're just keeping their options open there.
Yeah.
And so, tell me guys, what's been happening? You've been keeping busy?
Oh, flat out.
Business, home, all round?
Yeah, mainly work, yeah.
Well, it's good for some.
You know, I was talking to Rory today from Speed Talk, and he would like to retire. That's what, you know, so he thought, oh, well, the racetrack's closed. It's going to be closed
Now's
a bit
my time.
And he goes, I can't believe how busy I am. And I said, I get people ringing me up going, oh, you know, how's things going? Must be quiet with the drags. No, it's not.
Well, that's promising, though.
Good news.
Roll racing's on this weekend.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
On Saturday.
No,
going to go.
I've got State of Origin this Saturday night.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Be interesting to see how the crowd is then.
Yeah, well, it's sold out. Crowd, so it's the Optus Stadium sellout.
No, I mean at roll racing.
Oh, roll racing. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
So in State of Origin, you know, like the old State of Origin, they had to have come from WA. Is it the same now?
Yeah. You had to come from WA. You had to play
so
juniors here.
It's not like the USA cricket team?
No.
There's no Americans on it?
No, this is a genuine State of Origin.
Genuine State of Origin. I don't know if we should go into this, but I thought the State of Origin was the Maroons, the Blues.
Oh, no.
No. So you're...
Here we go.
Wow.
Michelle, did you want to... Are we going there?
Look, we're not... We haven't covered any of this, so I've been on the... But my first thing was like, why is the State of Origin on a Saturday? I thought it was usually on a Wednesday night. Yeah, okay. Well, are we a motorsport and automotive
original State
podcast?
of Origin is Tuesday afternoon. Remember that, Simon?
Do you want to... should we have a date cap of when that was, and I can see if I was born?
You know what?
It was before you were born.
Yeah, I was going to say it was before.
There we go.
I think even the last one was before Michelle was born.
I have an excuse then.
Yeah, they used to shirt front each other.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yep, I do.
And I think they stopped having it because there were so many injuries.
And it was in the middle of the season too.
Yeah.
It was a Tuesday afternoon.
It was a violent
People used
game.
to quit school, like WAG school. They were off. We're up to the State of Origin. Primary schools would empty out. It was crazy.
I was listening to a couple of old NBA, the American one? Is that
NFL?
No, basketball.
About NBA?
NBA, talking about, they were comparing the way the game used to be and you know, the way it is now. Because now a lot of people complain that the game's not as exciting to watch because it's just three-pointer.
They're just too good.
Wow. Anyway, the player, I forget his name, but he was really funny. He said, well, you know, we were just harder back in those days. These young guys, they couldn't play against us. Forget it.
Yeah.
I think it's the same in the AFL.
Yeah, true. You're probably right.
Yeah.
It was a different time. It was certainly a different time.
What have you been up to, Michelle?
School's back.
It is.
School's back, so getting my house back in order. No, we had, the weekend, we just had a really chilled weekend. Cleo's in pre-primary this year, so full week of school for her, and that's taken it out of her. So, yeah, we had a nice chilled weekend, nice and hot, so spent it in the pool. Other than that, nothing much. We've just keeping it nice and cruisy and yeah, just getting eased back into the school year.
Oh, it's good.
Very good.
It's good.
Yeah. Well, Nick, did you want to give us a bit more of a rundown of the Barbagallo Australian Mr. Sprint Car Nationals?
Look, it was. I only went on the Saturday night. I didn't go the Friday night. I guess let's go through the stuff that I didn't like. The feature race I didn't like. Sorry, guys, and I'll probably get a lot of hate mail, but the reality was it was a really poor feature race. So there was 35 laps. It was stopped what felt like every 4 laps, and I think I'm right. It was every 4 laps at the stop. Reds, yellow, safety. It took well over an hour to do that 35 laps.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. There was only 11 cars that finished. 17 cars went out.
Friday nights was very similar. With incident, I think they did like 26 rolling laps. But what didn't happen on Friday nights that did happen on Saturdays was Saturday they didn't call a working red, so their cars could refuel.
Yeah.
And I think we saw Dwayne Kingshot run out of fuel like on the last lap.
On
there was a
Saturday.
few cars on the last lap. Yeah.
Wow.
So it gets to the point where I think they said either 15 laps or 15 minutes is when they kind of make the decision of whether to do a working red. I'm not too sure about
That's
that. I didn't check
crazy.
because I didn't realise.
So there was a working red,
but there wasn't on
Friday night.
on Saturday night.
Oh,
for
there
them
wasn't
to
on Saturday
refuel.
night.
No, the commentators were questioning. I wonder whether they're going to. It's kind of getting to that 15-minute mark or the 15 lap mark. Does that mean no more?
I thought
working
there was.
red from here.
I thought there was a working red with refueling. I thought there was.
Too many EMU exports?
No, because they were questioning like, are we going to see any fuel run out at this point? And yeah, right on the last lap.
Yeah, I know.
Kingshot definitely did.
Oh,
But I think there was
that's
a few others
terrible.
as well.
Yeah, no, it was so there was 28 cars, 17 of them didn't even finish. It was
11
just-
cars finished.
Yeah,
Lucky
it was
11.
just poor execution. There was a lot of cars spinning on their own and then other cars running into them. There's a lot of that. And to me, it was a disappointing end to what should have been a spectacle. But look, I'll go through what I did love as well because I don't want to sit
You
here
did
and
this the
say-
wrong way around. You meant
Yeah,
to
I
say
know.
that what you like,
Yeah.
what you dislike, and then...
So what I did, the pole shuffle, for goodness sake, Gavin, do that every
Yeah.
The
The pole
pole
is so
shuffle
exciting.
It is so good.
Awesome. That everyone loves that.
Yeah, it is good, but the guy that's out there the longest puts the most laps on their motor. It's a
And
bit
that-
like the
that's a-
3-round format.
Yeah, that's a thing,
And
but
then
that-
they also risk running out of fuel then as well
Yeah.
because
Yep.
the more fuel they put in, the heavier the sprint car then is, the slower it goes.
Yeah.
So it's a real judgment game of how much
But it is
you
cool.
want to be balancing that. And
Yeah.
You got to
sitting on
admit,
line.
it is
Oh
cool.
yeah, it's
like-
exciting
I
as
loved
anything
it.
to watch.
It-
Yeah.
It's like when they used to do qualifying for Door Slammer when there was only an 8-car field.
Yeah.
That was always Friday night. Remember
I
how...
can tell,
Friday
like-
night. Yes.
I actually thought that is exciting, but I thought that you were having a bit of humour in that, and then I look across and you're being dead serious.
No, it was
Like,
because everyone would throw the kitchen sink
Because there's 12 cars
Absolutely.
rolling up.
Absolutely.
22.
Yeah.
22 cars for an 8-car field.
Yeah.
So you would do whatever you could, and when you're trying that hard, a lot of times you're going to miss. So they'd shake and you go, oh, I've still got a chance.
Yeah,
Get back on
yeah.
it. We'll stand halfway through the track,
Yeah, everyone's
was-
fighting for that.
Yeah, whereas now qualifying is kind of like a test lap. It's not, because
Yeah.
they run the 3-round format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was the pole shuffle. Loved that. The fireworks were absolutely awesome. That was done really, really well. Shout out to the Cardillies there, and the use of the drone again. Like that is they're using the drone is up. I don't know. They must have 3 or 4 of them. There has to be.
Yeah.
Because the drone is up pretty much the whole night.
Yeah,
didn't
I
see
think they
that
still
thing
have
come
the
down.
string line that they had for high limits.
Don't know. I didn't see the string
they
line
came
one.
across, and
But they even had the drone. They deployed the drone on the start of the feature. So the drone sat behind the John Day Utes. And do you know how awesome that footage is? So the drone's probably 2-3 meters off the ground behind the John Day Utes, for the start.
You
Yeah,
could have
that's really
easily
cool.
made this into a sandwich. You know, you could easily, you had all those good points.
Yeah, I know. But I thought
Just
the
smashed it
feature-
at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know how many people stop listening once
Yeah, I know. It's true.
I
But
hate
yeah,
Speedway.
It's hard. It's hard though, because like
why can't we use the drone at the drags?
Well,
I think
if you
they
recall, we were the
started to-
first to use the drone.
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
sure
but
I did see it there.
for Super Street and Super Sedan, I think it'll make a good visual. For Door Slammer, and Top Fuel, I'm not convinced because it's.
I don't know whether it can keep up with them.
Yeah, I think.
No, but you can go.
It would probably blow them away.
If you look at the footage that I have on YouTube, we had it so you could see the whole racetrack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And, I
that's-
think if you edit it right, it looks awesome because you can have the cars from a camera shot taking off, then go to the drone footage where you can see the actual
Yeah.
race from above, and then finish it off on the finish line.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think would be cool for that? Those 360 cameras.
Yeah, okay.
I think that would be cool.
Yep.
Sitting on the roll cage, showing the 360 surroing.
Yeah.
Because you'd have
Yep.
your engine behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be really
I know-
cool.
not
Just
a-
whether they can.
The whip one would work on it all. Can you imagine the thing would be on the track? You know the ones I mean, eh?
the Insta.
So the drift guys, they have them like on a whip aerial.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the camera's at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you could do that.
No,
with our
I've had like
cars.
one of the suction ones. I think it was on Trent's car actually, on the suctioned on there, and off it went.
But even a
Off the
drone
wings, yeah.
for Super Street and Super Sedan, even Top Sportsman, starting at sort of the mid
You
track,
could
and as the
easily-
cars are going down the track, the drone's coming towards the cars, then it off to the side, and then follows them. For the
Yeah,
rest of the-
you could easily do it, but you need the people at the track. You need Chris to be on board and
Yeah.
to actually do it.
I don't know if the drone is a flow racing thing.
I
Well,
use
it wasn't Flow on the
wasn't?
weekend. No, it was
not-
pay per view.
Oh, it was Clay.
It was
sorry,
pay per view for
Clay-per-view.
Friday, Channel 7 for
Well, when
Saturday.
when we brought, because that was our own drone, it was Nick's drone.
Nick,
yeah. A couple of race meetings after, I forget his name. He's a really nice guy. He used to be the manager at Parramatta Speedway, and he ran the track for a little bit. Lives down south, and I think he's involved with the track still. Does some media stuff for him.
Matt. Isn't it Matt?
No.
Before Ray came back?
No, not Matt. Matt's cool too, but no. This is a while back.
Gosh, I can't think of it. Oh gosh. Rod?
No,
Britton?
no.
Gosh, I can't think of who else has been manager of the track.
No, not Rod Britton. He used to be the manager of Parramatta anyway. He does media stuff, lives down south. He bought a drone and started doing it for the drags. So, yeah, well, I mean, we've had him there before.
Not Dean Neal.
Dean Neal, that's
Oh,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dean. Yeah,
Dean.
lives down
He's
in
a-
Margaret River.
yeah, correct.
Yeah,
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 he's
yeah.
a champion, Deal.
Yeah.
Dean is a champion.
Sorry,
so-
Dean.
Yeah,
I'll
I
have to
was
do some
like-
editing there.
Oh,
Well,
we just-
I mean,
we
I didn't
forgot-
know about the
You know what,
connection
you know-
to Parramatta Speedway, but you could just be like,
No,
you know,
it was the down
most-
south thing that got me because I
he's
know
down
he lives,
south,
I
but
knew he
he's
lives
a
down south.
big media personality for Perth Motorplex, for Supercars, like just
he's huge.
just
Dean.
for
and Waffle. No, he's
Motors-
tied up with Waffle now.
Supercars.
yeah, I think he
Yeah,
was.
he had a
yeah,
stint in
yeah.
Supercars,
Did
but he's
he?
tied up. He's
Well,
quite heavily.
I think more in like the production side
Yeah.
of things.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, your clues weren't really.
He's quite high up now at 7
Well,
for the
that's
Waffle.
where I know him from.
All you needed to say was Matt Nolte, Chad Nailon. Who was the other one?
The third guy.
Who was the
Yeah.
other one? Oh,
Yeah.
Dean Neal, straight
Dean Neal,
away.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Dean,
look-
if you're listening. Probably won't be, but if you are, my apologies. Anyway,
Anyway.
that was my take. It was a great night. They opened up the track at the end as well, so you could walk down on the track.
Yeah, I saw that you
And,
went down on the track. I actually haven't
it's
seen them do that for.
Pretty cool. I thought that was as well.
How,
so.
how hard was it?
Oh mate, it was
rock hard.
and they had the Power Harrow out as well at before the fireworks. Well, while the fireworks were on, they had the Power Harrow out.
The what?
The Power Harrow. So they had the Power Harrow in both of them.
Tractor talk.
What?
So Power Harrow is it's a agricultural implement. Has 3 prongs
Yeah.
that stick out of it, and they go into the ground, and you have multiples of those 3 prongs that going around like that. You need a fair amount of horsepower to run it. Goes in the ground, and it does that, and you drive along. It's called a Power Harrow.
Can
To-
Clark
to dig
Equipment
the
sort us
track
out with
up?
one of
We
those?
can, yeah,
To dig the track up
yeah, yep,
before the feature.
yeah, and it was still rock hard.
You don't
After
want
the
the track
feature.
hard? I would have thought you get more traction when the track's hard.
I don't know,
not-
but it felt,
not too
like,
hard
yeah,
because then you kind of don't have enough.
There's
want
a
it
lot
to
of
grip a
ruts
little
as
bit.
well. Turn 3 and turn 4 had some massive ruts in it obviously by the end of the night, because you could they're this deep, some of those ruts.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Well, they're back racing again on Wednesday, and then I think
So Wednesday
Is
and then Friday and Saturday.
Friday, Saturday,
Yeah, and that
yeah,
completes
right.
the
The speed week.
festival of sprint cars, I believe they call it.
yeah, right.
Yeah. So they had a Massey Ferguson and a John Deere running 2 Power Harrows. One's a Coon and the other one is a Musco.
Nick's
There we
getting
go.
off on his
He was-
ag implements.
He wasn't just there to watch the sprint car action
Oh, God.
when everyone breaks to go and get their burgers and fries, and
He
they're
was
doing the
so-
track
what
work.
sort of
Nick's like,
PTO?
okay.
What sort of PTO shaft have you got on that thing? Oh, I see you're using the 1490 universal joints. Yes.
Anyway,
That could do with
Look
a
at
bit
that
of grease.
horsepower for that one.
Kevin, when you're in need to change one of those Masseys or John Deere's out, give us a yell.
Yeah, only if you can give them to them for free. That's
We'll point you in the right direction. We'll get you a nice, decent Italian tractor up the front there.
There we go.
Who are you working for now?
Well, Clark Equipment, but we're the distributor for McCormick, which is an Italian tractor.
McCormick.
It's an Italian
Sounds
tractor.
Italian.
Yeah, it's owned by
McCormick.
McCormick.
Not
the
Scottish.
The Italians bought it 20 odd years ago. So
Not Scottish at all.
From
No.
Scotland.
no, it's McCormick. It's actually American to start with.
How come the seats are done in plaid?
Anyway, great tractor. So Clark Equipment's also a distributor for McCormick as well. So we start from 90 and go all the way up to 320 horsepower.
Wow.
Fabulous. How much do you reckon the ones at the track need?
That one there, I think, is about 150, 160 horsepower.
I'm genuinely interested in that question. I was like, well, I mean, you said that it needs quite a bit. So
How many
they're-
talks?
I don't know, but those ones are about 100. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they look about 150, 160 horsepower.
if you think if they had the 320, would we have had better racing for the feature runs?
What do you call it?
Power Harrow.
Power Harrow.
Yeah. Anyway.
Do they have a laser depth thing on that?
No,
Or- just manual.
Well, those linkages would be electronically controlled on the tractor, so they'll have high control on the tractor. Yep.
Well,
I was
I know what I'll be
joking.
watching when I'm down there next.
Oh, God.
Speaking of the Motorplex, we have asked track management for an official update. We're yet to receive a response. We have asked more than once. Nick was at the track on the weekend, as he said, and no sign of work commencing on the drag strip as of yet.
But in a recent interview with Andrus CEO Tim McAvaney on the 24th of January, 2026, Tim confirmed that the contract has been awarded, and while he does not have an exact date, he expects work to commence in 3 weeks. So that is 1 more week from
Today, pretty much.
today.
Yeah, very positive chat that he had with Chris Mitchell, and also announced in that interview that Evolve's recently re-signed for another 5 years on the lease as well. And yeah, a lot of positivity and optimism. And so I know we've all been sitting, wondering and waiting, and it looks like it should be starting any day now.
Yep.
So it's good to get a little bit of hope and transparency there, and we'll just have to wait and see.
Feel free to say something, Simon. So I think Michelle was leading into you. But,
Well, me,
yeah, but no.
nothing to say.
Yep.
It's
We'll wait to
rumours,
see.
innuendo, and
We will have none of that here.
possible litigations.
Yeah.
The Andrew South Coast Raceway had their 20th anniversary on the weekend. Just a state track, state competition for them that weekend. But Phil Lamentino was out there and set a new track record at both ends of the last pass of the day, running a 3 with a 261 at 219 mile per hour.
That's 8 mile, yeah.
Yeah.
8 mile, getting some testing ahead of the South Coast.
He'd be happy with that, Phil, I reckon. It looked pretty stout. Did you see the video?
I didn't see the video, but I saw that they were posting their run sheets, and so they obviously
I
had
saw
some
the video.
stats to share.
He would have been offered early.
8th mile.
219.
Yeah,
He would have been offered at 330 feet.
yeah. No, but it looked clean, but it
Yep.
looked clean to half of the half track at least. It didn't go up. Or
219.
Yeah.
He shut that off at 3:30.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
telling you now.
So he's doing some testing ahead of the Top Fuel as they make a return to Mildura's Sunset Strip, with the Twilight Nationals set to host the 8th mile shootout alongside an Aeroflow Sportsman Championship round on Friday the 27th and Saturday the 28th of February.
Can't wait for that one.
Yeah, it should be really good to see. Be good to see some of the big cars down at Mildura. For the second round of the NDRC Championship, although first round being cut short with that wild weather at Willowbank
Yeah.
a few weekends ago. Nick, do you want to take us on the
Yeah.
NASCAR news?
Like NASCAR, they always start the season off with a clash. Traditionally, it was at can't remember the name of the joint, the place in Los Angeles, Coliseum. But this year they moved. Last year, actually, they took it back to Bowman Gray. Bowman Gray is an old track from the 60s and 70s, and they went back there again this year as well for a one-off exhibition race. It was an absolute disaster, if you want me to be quite honest with you. It was originally...
Nick, there's a theme in tonight's show.
Circle track racing is not happening at the moment. But originally it was scheduled for Sunday the 1st of Feb. They had to delay it because there was really bad weather. To be honest with you, the Wednesday wasn't much better, but they got on with it. There was literally rain, hail, they call it sleet as well. So what's that? Like snow, rain turned into
ice.
snow. Yeah, basically.
It's ice.
So halfway through the race, like it started pouring down.
But
with this
isn't
sleet.
it winter there?
Yeah, we're deep in winter. So, yeah, it was 17 cautions, and they had to use their wet weather tyres, and everyone was just getting dumped. Literally everyone was getting dumped. Shane Van Gisbergen was on the nose big time with everyone by the look of it. So he got the lead. It was like, Shane, you may as well just pull over to the side because they're going to dump you. You could see it coming. 2 laps later, he gets dumped. He's out as well. So it was just that everyone who was leading would eventually get dumped. In the end, Ryan Preece, really emotional. He was very emotional at the end of the race. Maybe he was emotional because he didn't get dumped during the race. But, yeah, he was quite emotional at the end. And it was great to see him have a win. But, yeah, I thought this was quite interesting stat. The average speed was 21 miles per hour.
Wow. So,
yeah, it wasn't a great event. But they have this clash to kick off. You know, they have a weekend off, and now this week we see the Duel at Daytona. Then we've got the NASCAR trucks from Friday. Then Saturday is the O'Reilly Series, which is what we used to call the feeder series, Xfinity cars. It's now the O'Reilly Series. And then on Sunday the 15th of Feb, we've got the Daytona 500, which is the traditional opening of the NASCAR series.
Nick, how could the average speed be 21.39 miles per hour? That would involve the cars being stationary for a long time.
Yeah, well, it's a very very short circuit.
And it's an oval.
Yeah, it's oval, and it's really top.
You know,
and it's very short track.
Moving across to Daytona and Florida, they'll have a bit more.
Yeah,
Florida.
Better.
Well, yeah,
track
once you get to
conditions
Daytona, the
weather over there.
Yeah,
but it's interesting
much
that
nicer
it's originally in Los Angeles even. But
why do they even race in February?
Well, traditionally, it's always started in February.
Depending on what part of the country.
You've got 36 races to get through. You don't really have much time to be holidaying. It's not Supercars where you only got a 14-race schedule.
We got to work at a car yard to make money during the week.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, it's a 36-race schedule. You've got to get started pretty much in February if you want to be finished by the end of November.
Yeah, back-to-back races as well.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that was I'm looking forward to the start of NASCAR. There's been a few rule changes, so yeah, looking forward to it actually.
And I don't know if I mentioned last time when we were speaking of NASCAR, but speaking on the podcast about it, you've really made a fan out of Trent for NASCAR.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's really started to get into it. And I said, have you started watching NASCAR because we've been talking about it on the podcast? He was like, yeah, I have actually.
It's pretty, I like it.
Yeah.
I like the personalities.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah, the old, before the Car of Tomorrow and all those changes, it was pretty cool because they had no data loggers on them. They relied 100% on the drivers.
Yeah, right.
And they were carbied. They were, still H-pattern. Now they got transaxles, IRS, and They're more like the V8
They're even
Supercars.
fuel injected now. It's
Yeah,
crazy
they
when you think about it.
For so many years, they kept that.
I know, but they accelerated their development probably a lot quicker than any other motorsport because I think they felt the need to do so.
Yeah,
but they're probably
Formula One's done the same thing. They,
Yeah.
they went from those little tyres to the bigger tyres, and a lot of changes since the Americans have owned it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of Formula One,
Yeah, look, I thought we'd just touch on now that the Formula One season's about to kick off in Melbourne in a few weeks. Just thought I'd go through some of the changes for 2026. So the 2026 car, just will summarise some of the changes here, but they're 30 kilos lighter, 200 mil shorter, and 100 mil narrower. Now, I thought that wouldn't be that noticeable to me, but now that I've seen testing, it's actually, you can see it with the naked eye that the cars are actually smaller. The downforce will drop about 30% and the drags down by 55%. And they've got narrower tyres, not that you can tell that by the eye. And the 18-inch rims, they're keeping that. So the DRS is gone. You'll be happy to hear that, Simon. And there's a 50-50 power split now. So this is probably the thing that I don't like the most. So the electric motor now has 50% of the power for the engine, and the internal combustion engine's roughly the other 50%. So
Do you think-
it used to
do you
be an
think-
80-20 split before.
they worked these rules out at the World Economic Forum at Davos. Then?
Yeah, they would have had an input into it. They definitely had some say.
Andrew Forrest was there going, we need to make it 50%, yes. 50-50, I think.
So they've got a sustainable fuel now. So it's basically a what would you call it? It's a synthetic fuel. It's not from the. It's not a. We're not pulling it out of the ground anymore. It's a sustainable synthetic fuel.
So they say.
Yeah.
you know, well, because you said that, you know where my mind went to, like straight away when reading this about the sustainable fuel? Cars. Number two.
Oh, my God.
What happens in the end, Simon?
George Soros with a moustache. They were
What
talking
happens?
about sucking the carbon dioxide out of the air.
Yes.
Right, and then turning it into a fuel. The problem with that is the amount of energy that
yeah,
they use to do that.
Yeah.
You could drill the oil well, suck the oil out,
Exactly.
and you'd still be doing less damage to the environment.
But it sounds like it appeases the masses, doesn't it?
It's fueled from waste, biomass, or air capture.
Yeah, so
When no new fossil carbon
they're
is
going to have
burned.
those things like in Back to the Future, where you just throw banana peels.
Oh, yeah. Pizza,
Compost.
old pizza. Yeah.
Just a compost bin, right?
What was it called? A fusion.
Mr. Fusion.
Mr. Fusion. That's it.
Still got to 88 mile an hour.
So there is already controversy in the Formula One pits.
Yeah, you've I know what you're going to talk about.
So there was a rule change with the engines. Believe it or not, these little turbocharged engines last season were running 18-to-1 compression ratio, which is more than what we run in a naturally aspirated drag engine. So I'm not sure how they control detonation, what magic they got going on inside the combustion chamber. But they reduced that to 16-to-1 for this season.
Yeah.
Right? And in early testing, it seems as though the McLaren and the Red Bull and the Mercedes have got a distinct performance advantage, and there are rumours that they have somehow figured out to get the compression back to 18-to-1 once the engine reaches temperature. So there are suggestions. So apparently the pistons now are made out of steel in these things. They're 3D printed steel. And there are some suggestions that they are possibly using some sort of design and material that allows it to grow. Now, it's got to grow a lot. It's got to grow 0.5 millimeter to make up.
But it's also got to grow in the right way.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
just up and down,
Just
not
up and down.
sideways.
I know.
Okay.
So the conrods have to be titanium. They are, like, it is one of the controlled parts of the engine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
And
no one
they've got these
knows.
telescopic pistons.
I don't know. This is all the rumours that are going around the pits. There's been a bunch of videos. You saw the one that Todd.
That's actually
hilarious.
Funny.
Absolutely
that is
hilarious.
so funny, that video.
Absolutely hilarious. And it's like the FIA knows that they're cheating, but because the rules say that the compression ratio has to be measured at ambient temperature,
Yeah.
right, rather than at the engine running temperature, they're not breaking the rules.
Could they be doing it via the gudgeon pin?
I don't know how they're doing it, Nick. I mean, just remember that these teams are on a budget of $500 million a year.
Because if the inner, let's just think about it, if the inner of the gudgeon pin,
If you can
was
work it
to
out.
to remain neutral with the rod and not grow,
No, you couldn't do it.
but the outer of the gudgeon pin was to grow.
Look,
Can you see how that would work, But
I would
Yeah.
imagine that if you were going to do it in your 3D printing of the piston, right, you could possibly have something there that, did it hydraulically maybe, or... it's a bit of a gamble because
I think it's in the gudgeon pin more. I think
it
about
can't
it.
be in the gudgeon
Grow
pin.
in the right.
Yeah, it's got to
way.
grow in the right
Yeah,
direction.
so
and you need to know when it's growing so you can change your timing map. You know what I mean? You can't... Because if you're running 18
would be
to 1...
directly
and
related
with
to-
it being a temperature thing,
Wouldn't be- yeah, with-
as
yeah,
well.
would
Like,
be
what
the
happens if you end
temperature.
up with a safety car and they're doing, and then your temperature comes down?
So the growth must be...
They probably regulate the temperature of the motor. So they check it ambient and then they warm these up. They have water pumps and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Like, it wouldn't
heat
need to
them.
be that.
Yeah, the oil,
hot
everything's
to expand
preheated.
it?
But, the teams that aren't doing it, they haven't figured out how to do it. They've gone to FIA and they've said, well, you know that they're cheating. And FIA's gone, well, they're not cheating. Well, you know that they're running more than 18 to 1, or 16 to 1 compression when they're racing, when the motors are running.
Yeah.
Yes, we know that. Well, why don't you change the rules? Because it's during the season, they have to have a vote on it.
Okay.
And because Red Bull and Mercedes supply more than 50% of the engines, no one's going to vote on it. So the other teams are just going to have to figure out, and it's mainly affecting Audi
Yeah.
and
And
Ferrari,
Aston Martin as well.
Ferrari and Aston Martin.
Is there like a data logger sensor that can test the compression while they're running? Like, I know they've said in the rules book it needs to be tested at this, but like,
But it just the rule book said.
would it get to a
ambient.
point where they say it needs to be provided?
Compression ratio is a funny thing because you've got static compression ratio, which is the volume, the amount that the volume at the top when the piston's at the top fits into the total volume, right? Dynamic compression ratio works differently because if the valves are open, then some of it's getting out, right? Now, because these things rev to, 20,000 or something, 18,000, something like that, they would have to have pretty big camshafts. And then, you could debate that. But, yeah, look, I don't know. I think the problem is when you've got any type of sport where there's $500 million a year in the budget, you're going to find every single possible way.
Yeah.
The grey areas of the rule book, as Tony Stewart said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How to read between the
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah, or the colour of the intake manifold.
Yeah.
As-
From Bob Tasker.
As Bob Tasker
As he found out. Yep. Interesting. Well, while we're on Formula One, let's just have a quick chat about Barcelona testing. So the big headlines there for me were Mercedes looked pretty good. They looked pretty strong. They were fairly strong through the whole week. Ferrari started off pretty poor, but came pretty good by the end of testing. And the Red Bull was probably the biggest surprise. No failures with the new Ford engine.
it's it's a rocket cover.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll call it Ford
It's a
engine.
branding on a rocket cover.
I call it a Ford engine.
It's a Red Bull engine.
and it'll be called Ford for the duration of the season.
So you're going to be cheering on Max this year.
No, it won't be.
You won't be.
But yeah, their reliability was a pretty big surprise. The other team that with question marks was Aston Martin. Adrian Newey's concept, new design there. Shows some early signs of potential, but there's still some question marks there. Cadillac seemed to be a bit behind the pace.
So Aston made it because they were talking about not running.
No, Williams didn't make it.
Williams didn't make it
at all. So
Yep.
they'll be present for the next testing at Bahrain.
Now, do you know why they're giving the team so much more testing?
No.
It's because there's been such a dramatic change to the rules
Yeah.
that I was listening to a podcast today with one of the psychologists that works with the teams, one of the teams. And he was saying because the rules have changed so much, they don't know where to start with how to drive the cars.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
How to run the pit strategy.
Yeah.
When they're just completely starting from square one, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is really crazy, really, when you think about it.
A lot of the drivers still came away, and that's what we learnt from this was the active aero, and they're still learning how to drive the car as well. They've had to learn how to drive the car, and engine management is now a new driver skill, which they never had before. They didn't have to worry about. So, yeah, they're juggling battery deployment and that sort of stuff. So it's certainly created a new. I don't know yet. It's always whenever we change rules in Formula One, the first few seasons are crap. You get one runaway leader. I think we got to a point last year where Formula One became exciting. It's in some ways it's sad that the rules have changed, but I'm also excited about it. I like the cars. The look of the cars do look smaller, and I think that was necessary. And I'm glad that's happened.
With the overtake mode. So let's say you're in one car and I'm in another, right? And I hit the overtake mode button. Can you hit the overtake mode button?
Yeah. So that's going to be exciting.
So why don't they just make it that...
What?
So there's a push to pass.
Makes me feel like it's a NOS bottle that
Yeah, well, it is. So there's a push to pass button.
Mario Kart.
But that's the beauty of it. Is you've got a time when you want to use that, and you could be.
It's their target audience, you know
but
that.
But then, do you have your oppositions like race control going? They've activated it. Like, do we see as viewers when they've activated it?
There'll be a
Does
light.
that become a thing?
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Fire out the exhaust.
The blue flame.
No, there'll be a light on the back of the car that indicates when they're in that mode.
No, you're joking.
No.
And the other person just has to give way and wait.
No, they don't have to give way. They can go push to pass as well.
Yeah, but how do they know if they're next to them?
Oh, they won't know when they're next to them. But
'Cause they'll hear that.
That's part of the excitement.
And the hand out the window.
But previously,
danger to manifold.
But previously, with the DRS, the car in front didn't have that opportunity. So now we're allowing both cars to deploy that whenever they want. They only have limited amount of deployments during the lap.
If they ever get
they're limited.
Yeah. So it's not like as if they can just keep pressing this button.
If they get a drag racer ever driving an F1 car, he's going to use it all in the first lap.
So that's
just hold the
This
button
is
down.
wild.
But this is. Don't you think this adds an element of excitement to the race?
Why not just have them make whatever
They've run
power they
out.
make?
No, because we want the drivers to have to think about when they're going to deploy it. I like it. I think it's awesome. And they can deploy it whenever they want. Not DRS. Oh, this straight
deploy
here
it?
is DRS over there and DRS over there and DRS over there, and that's it.
It's kind of like, do you deploy it in attack or in defence?
Well, these are the
And
things
then
we'll find out.
how many, if they're limited?
They're limited to each lap.
Each lap
Yeah.
they're limited. Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like it should be a, overall.
Yeah,
You can
I've
only
said it.
whip your horse. X
Said it
amount of
before.
times.
I'll say it again. Quad Webbers, H pattern.
Look, I'm in agreement there as well to a certain extent. But I think if we're going to change, DRS, we all agree DRS was dead. That had to go. That
Do
was
you
rubbish.
think we're ever going to have another season like we did with Nicky Lauda?
No, never.
And,
That's-
you know what I mean? Where he comes in and you can see the bone through his hand because the gear knob's broken off, and
No.
they're drilling holes in his helmet to let the water out.
No,
I'm
No,
pretty sure the
no.
insurance has come a bit higher.
that's never happening again.
Like AFL.
No, that's not. Those days are. I think we all agree they're over.
I think a more realistic hope and wishes there. You kind of went to the extreme. You're wanting people to be having.
Look,
Do you ever think we'll see those severe injuries or the?
I have always believed this, that risk should, reward and risk should be balanced together. And this is my problem with how the world is now. You look at all the big businesses, they take zero risk. And they make the most amount of money. And to me, Formula One's like that. Those things have got so much protection now with the thong and, all the other stuff, that should they really be getting paid that sort of money? I know they're elite athletes. I don't that's cool. But there are also people that got those opportunities because they knew someone that had money, or they were related to someone, or they were the son of someone, or
Lance Stroll.
Well, I just think that there was something pure about the way it used to be in the 60s. You know what I mean? And the 70s even the 80s. Where these people were genuinely risking their lives, and you go, well, you know what? If he's going to do that, and he's going to win and get paid all that money and have all of that glamour that goes with it, he is risking his life every time he gets into that car. I don't feel that now. That's why I don't really. I more watch it as a comedy act. To me, it's like going to watch stand up, watching Formula One. I reckon it'd be more dangerous driving a NASCAR.
It probably is,
than a Formula One car now, and that's really, and you know what? The other thing is too, you're starting to see a lot of sports like the live golf thing, where you got a lot of people that I listen to. They call it infinity money.
Yeah,
because they can do that. They can just buy the Saudis can just, we're going to do this. We're going to have this, and they can keep throwing money at it. I mean, $7 million to win a golf game. That's crazy, eh?
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy for him, but it creates this bit of, because I mean, it's hardly, you're not risking your life on a golf course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Risk versus reward. It's just not there anymore.
No. I've never understood that anyway in golf. Like the whole, this genesis of live golf. I've seen a lot of people go back from live golf now, going back to the PGA as well.
I think the days of the PGA, because you got infinity money. You've just got that much money. The PGA can't compete against that.
Yeah. Well, there's been a few go back, so I don't know, for whatever reason, if the promises weren't made or whatever, if they didn't come good.
They had a comedy festival a while back, and you had comedians split down the middle. Some were saying, you shouldn't go because the Saudis were implicated with 9/11. Some people are saying that the Live Trophy is a depiction of the towers. There's a lot of this, and these are people that have got literally millions or tens of millions of listeners that are saying this sort of stuff. And other people are saying, hey, don't want to pay me, $2 million to get up there and tell some jokes. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
The thing is with comedy, you gotta be careful what jokes you tell when you're over there. You know what I mean? Like, you offend someone, they may never see you again.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. But like I said, that whole premise of the way we used to live, where you had this risk versus reward, that's really gone now. It really has gone, because the higher the reward, the more they try to mitigate the risk. And it's like underground mining's still dangerous. You're going to go there and you're going to drill into a rock above you. That's and that's why they get paid a lot of money. They get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Those drillers. But I don't see that in a lot of sports now.
No. It's certainly.
It's hard comparing it to golf, because I don't know if there was ever a big risk
in golf.
In there.
No, in the old days it was just, I think, a bunch of rich people that. This was something that they could do. They didn't really need to be athletic.
Yeah.
And then when someone come along and they may not have been rich, but they were just really good at it, they're like, oh, this guy's really cool. You know what I mean? Like, that was their thing. But how they generate that revenue, that's the part I don't understand. Like, is it the polo shirts? Is it the golf clubs that they sell? The balls? I mean, where does it come from? You Formula One's different, because I believe that when you sponsor a Formula One team, it's about gaining credibility, or maybe golf's the same, gaining credit and networking.
Yeah, I think it's the marketing, it's the social status and expectation. I think it's
maybe that's what it is. See, Benetton I thought Benetton and Formula One was a good fit.
Yeah.
And the days of the cigarette advertising, good fit.
Yeah,
few alcohol brands, good martini, good fit.
Yeah.
Olivetti, IBM, I don't know about.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't like the new HP. The HP.
They changed the colours.
No, HP's that blue on the Ferrari looks hideous. Have you seen it? I actually took a photo.
They're
of
on
it.
Ferrari now because they were always Williams.
Yeah, on the Ferrari, it looks absolutely hideous. I've taken a photo of it. I'll show you after I'll put it on our social media. I was going to send it through to you guys one night.
Do they need sponsorship?
No, I don't know, but the HP, the blue of the HP and the
Yep.
red is not working for me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Anyway, and they've to
What do you
on
mean?
the
It's West
car-
Perth colours.
Yeah, I know, but it just doesn't
Yeah,
look
but
right.
I think it's kind of like a dulled.
But
like
on
a-
the, so to make it look half decent on the car, they've whited out the top of the car, the Ferrari, and put the HP up there.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
in their corporate boxes, it's just this blue HP, and then against red, it just not work. It's not. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it.
Needs to
feeling
be a
love.
royal blue or a navy blue.
I know it's
fair
West
enough.
Perth colours, but it's not.
It's not the right tone.
No. Anyway, that's it for Formula One. It's looking forward to the season kicking off in Melbourne coming up in a few weeks' time. Actually, can't wait for that.
All getting started, including supercars. There's some changes in supercars for 2026.
Yeah, there are actually. So we got Ryland Grays joining DJR as a full-time rookie. Premier Racing are getting an all-new lineup. So Jaden Ojeda is a legend, I reckon. He watch that. Write that name down, put a highlighter because he is an absolute gun, Jaden Ojeda. And Declan Fraser has joined Premier. Blanchard Racing is welcoming James Golding alongside Aaron Cameron. That's a pretty good pairing as well, I must say. I'm a big fan of Aaron Cameron and James Golding. Zach Bates now moves to the second Matt Stone Racing Camaro, and after a commanding enduro season, and Job Stewart gets his call up with Erebus, which again, he's a great talent. And we're also going to see the Toyota Supras entering the championship with Brad Jones Racing and Walkinshaw Racing. And I don't know if you caught it late this afternoon. They got the engine in yesterday afternoon. Brad Jones Racing hit the track with the first of the Supras. They got the engine yesterday afternoon at lunchtime. They got it in there yesterday afternoon, and they hit the track today.
Wow.
It sounds different, to be honest. So it's quite exciting. If I'll send you the video, Simon, the manifold on this thing is pretty
Customised.
pretty cool, I must say. He's shaking his head like. But anyway,
Look. What's the engine out of?
I can't remember. It's a quad cam Toyota V8. I can't remember which car Toyota it was, but it is a quad cam.
Was it you that sent me something that they're going to make so many of these as road cars?
No, not me.
No.
No.
Because, they went to so much effort with the Camaro to put an LS in it, the Mustang to put the Coyote in it.
And the same with this thing. Like, this is phenomenal work. Because it's that quad cam setup. And
So
I don't know-
they went to effort to put motor out of a Land Cruiser in it.
I don't know if it's a Land Cruiser. But anyway, what I'm saying is...
Hey, you were just
it looks,
praising them last episode.
It looks really tight.
Land Cruisers? Or?
But the manifold and the runners, it looks really cool. Anyway, I'll send you the video, but it hit the track today, so congratulations to Brad Jones Racing.
You know what they are? The Supra. It's a Z4 BMW that's got a different skin on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I've got to be honest with you, Simon, not much of it is Supra. I was a bit disappointed with that. They're not even running genuine taillights.
No, I don't know that any of the cars do.
Like, oh, come on. Seriously, can't you put some factory taillights
That's
in
what I mean. That's why the series
Well,
is a sham.
Like, I honestly thought...
See, even the sports car racing, those crazy Trans Am things that they had to have a real steel roof. And C-pillar, right? Like a sports sedan, right? There's nothing on these things. They're a tube frame.
Not even the tail lights. I know the headlights were never factory, but I thought they'd just get some empty factory tail lights and put some globes
not
in.
pro
Yeah,
stock,
to
mate.
still look the part.
It's not pro stock.
The tail lights are custom made. So how is that benefiting the sport if we have to get the tail lights
Well, it's
custom made?
how's it promoting the market?
That did surprise me. I've got to be honest with you. I thought at the very least we could put factory tail lights in
And
this thing.
Sam Tripoli says it every podcast. Rich kids ruin everything.
Yeah, anyway.
Damn rich kids. Wait, you're a rich kid? No.
So, and the other thing, Supercars has confirmed the long-anticipated broadcast overhaul with Neil Crompton's tenure at the sports as the sports leading voice coming to an end. His role as lead commentator is expected to be removed as returning Supercars boss and former TV executive James Warburton drives a major refresh of the coverage. It's still unclear whether Crompton will accept a reduced event-by-event position or step away from the broadcast team altogether.
So the global problem is that you've got too many companies like Stan, Netflix, Foxtel, whatever, that can just throw like pocket change to them. Here's 5 mil, 10 mil to have this on their platform. And that is the problem, because if it relied on people watching it, people, enacting, people buying from the sponsors, etc., then sports like this would be a total failure.
100%. Yeah, TV numbers are shocking.
But that's
with the exception of the Bathurst 1000.
Yeah, which is it is a internationally followed event. Yeah. But if they got rid of this format and went to a production car or a Group A rule set or whatever, where people can actually relate to the cars, that's like my mum's car, or Dad's got one of those, my uncle's got one of them. I think it would be a better show, and I think it would still get the international coverage, and it'll probably get more domestic coverage.
Yeah. When 18 versus 17, that's West Coast Eagles versus North Melbourne, when their numbers in Perth Metro and Melbourne Metro were higher than the Supercars, that's when the alarm bell was ringing for me. When 17th played 18th, but Perth Metro... Just the Perth Metro and Melbourne Metro numbers
got a huge following.
Were higher than Supercars and National.
They got a huge following.
Simon,
I know
come
what
on.
Trent was tuned into.
I'm an Eagles member, and that is alarming.
But you're also a motorsport person. There's plenty of Eagles members that probably don't even own a car.
True.
Yeah, like. To us, that seems like a crazy concept. Like, who doesn't own a car? You know what I mean? But when I was working in Sydney, and that was like 30 years ago now, it was common. I was like, what do you mean you don't have a driver's license? We'd have actors that didn't know how to drive a car. It was common.
Yeah, I think for Perth, less than for Sydney even nowadays.
The number of people that don't own a car, no, I don't know. I mean, there's a reason why they've built these train lines.
My niece she'll be 24 this year. She hasn't got a driver's license.
Yeah, my sister didn't get hers until quite late.
One of my friends, his daughter is, I think, just turned 30. And when she was a little kid, he built her this wild electric car. This thing was wild, right? Like, just off its head, because he used like a 12-volt motor and had like 36 volts or something going. It was dangerously fast. So we all assumed that she would, and he's a drag racer, we all assumed that, she would eventually drive one of his drag cars. No license.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not everyone's in. Because we hang around with people that are into it. So we kind of assume that everyone's into it. But, and, we all see the romance in cars, whether it be a race car or a hot street car or,
Yeah, I've got 3 sisters, and for myself and my older sister, we got our license kind of when we were able to of age. But 2 of my sisters, I think one didn't get it until 24, the other one didn't get it until maybe 28 when she was pregnant, because she thought, I better get my license in case I need to be able to drive my baby to the hospital and doctor appointments and things like that, But for her, she was always close to work, a couple of bus stops away and things like that, relied on public transport, and she didn't need it, But I think if you're living in an area where then you need to have that commute, I don't know how these people go. It's catching bus, then a train, then another bus, and, the thoughts of growing up in the hills and having to try and bus and train and another bus down to Scarborough Beach on the weekends, that was enough to push me to get my license.
Yeah,
it was a 2-hour trip.
For us, it was freedom.
Yeah,
and there was a lot of advertising that really pushed that Australian, like, remember the Sundowner ads? That, that going to the beach and getting out there. Now you see it a little bit with the four-wheel drives, but the difference is you could buy a car when we were kids for $500.
Yeah.
You know, now everyone wants to put their kid into a new car because they're safer. They've got 50 airbags and, you know, they've got collision avoidance and this and the other. But it's a $60,000-$70,000 prospect. So it is changing. I don't. Once again, I don't know what the solution is, but
Rideshare hasn't helped either.
No.
It's made it way too easy for kids to... You know what's really made it easy for kids as well? My kids don't do it. They don't have an account. And I've never done it. I don't have an account either. Neither does Linda. But Uber Eats or Right Menu Log.
Yeah.
And like some of my
How
friends...
many Jiffy vans do you see driving around in your industrial area these days?
None.
Just Uber Eats it.
It's just... I can't believe it.
But, you know, I don't understand it because it must be expensive. It has to be, surely.
I see it as like it's expensive for the companies and restaurants on there. Like it's something like they give 25%.
Oh, really?
So there's some, if I have a look.
Uber, that's the thing that I dislike about Uber. The concept was we're going to save the planet because we're all going to carpool everywhere. And it went from that to we're going to rip off some of the poorest people in the world by taking 25% of their taxi fee.
Like, I just think that to take 25% off the restaurant and you want to be competing because you can't then put your price up more on the app than, okay, if you buy, I think they should, but I don't see it where they say, okay, well, if you're going to buy a burger on the app, you have an extra 25% surcharge on there. It's not like that. It's the same price, but then there's a delivery fee. And sometimes the delivery fee is like $2, maybe $6 off for this happy hour, you've got it for free. Or you get a membership and then, you know, you get an Uber membership and then you've got free delivery. But I feel for the small businesses that miss out there.
Rich people.
So it's I don't. This is new to me. So it's a delivery fee plus they take 25% off the top.
So you as the consumer ordering pay the delivery fee.
Yeah.
But for the restaurant to be listed on Uber, every sale they make, it's 25%. Pretty sure 25, 20 or 25, yeah.
It'd be interesting to get someone in and ask them, like a shop, someone like...
No, they couldn't talk about it.
No, it's definitely talked about. You'd be able to find information.
Yeah, but they'd be scared to lose their Uber thing. You know, there was a big thing about Uber a while back that there was a document dump, like WikiLeaks or something like that, and it showed how many millions of dollars they donated to political parties.
Oh, I can imagine.
Right, and it's like, how was there never... You know, it never got brought up in Parliament. No one made a big deal. It just got brushed under the carpet, you know, because they wrecked the taxi industry. If you had a set of taxi plates, you know, they were worth like $300,000.
Yeah.
And overnight they were worth nothing.
Yeah.
You know, how the government let that happen. And this is the thing, it's just greed. It's just,
people were relying on those taxi plates as their
retirement.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know? And we're seeing the opposite of that now with the housing, where and even Donald Trump said in I think it was in Davos, he said I can fix the housing problem, but you got to remember there's people that have got their retirement money tied up in housing investment, and if I fix the housing problem, they're all going to lose. So he's sort of saying, well, you know, the young people are going to have to suffer so that the old people don't, you know. And you kind of go, yeah, I can see where you're going, but in Australia,
sometimes to be able to be in the position to get an investment property, you might already be.
Yeah, but in Australia, I mean, I don't know the laws in America. In Australia, it'd be easy to fix the problem. It'd be like literally a piece of legislation that would change the housing market and still protect those people that have got the investments. You just need to get rid of foreign ownership. You just make it that no foreign corporation or foreign individual can own a property in Australia. Just bang, put the legislation through, done. Right?
That's never going to happen.
Of course not, because it's those same people that are funding the political parties here.
Yeah.
You know?
But even the CGT...
But they did it in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to go after the capital gains. That's what they're going to do. And you know what? It's not going to fix anything.
No.
There'll be less rentals, right? There'll be more corporates like BlackRock, Blackstone, etc., buying them up. and it's still going to be unaffordable.
And that's what's happening right now in Australia.
Yeah.
Those massive corporates, those ones you just said, they are buying up big time in Australia.
Yeah.
Big time.
But no one's talking about it. Punters, politics, none of these, they're not addressing. The problem is foreign ownership. Sort it out. New Zealand did it. They fixed it. They need to do it here. You just, it's and open up some more land. Make the blocks affordable.
Yeah.
Like, just because a block's $600,000 now, it doesn't mean the government can't open up a bunch of land and it's, $300,000 or $150,000.
Yeah.
They seem to be getting smaller yet more expensive.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway. On that note.
Start saving now for your kids' future.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've come to an end, boys. So just
have.
closing of the show, some up-and-coming events. We've got the Tarmac Rally Sprint Round 4 on Thursday, the 19th of Feb from the Motorplex.
We have got the world's biggest Pro Mod race, the World Series of Pro Mod, 27th and 28th of February from Bradenton in Florida. Who's going to win it?
I am going to say Ken Quattrucci.
I'm with Stevie Fast.
Oh, I was going to say Stevie.
Yeah, it's going to be because he's got his new chassis dyno. He's been dominating. He's been running 550s. He's all over it.
What about Spencer Hyde? Because I think he'll be married by then. Their wedding's coming up soon, so he might have some wedding bliss luck to give him an extra
I don't know.
boost of confidence.
Maybe, or his.
Oh, will it slow him down from carrying what was Al McClure's line that he used?
It's exactly what I was thinking.
Tarmac Quarrenup Rally Sprint on Sunday the 1st of March from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m.
Then it's a Tarmac Albany the day after, Monday the 2nd of March. It's a long weekend here in WA, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Albany.
Tarmac Rally Sprint Round 5, Thursday the 19th of March from the Motorplex. Obviously using the return road there, not
And the Northern Steel Car Show on Sunday the 22nd of March. We will be hosting this event live from Perry Lakes.
Right. That's it. That's all.
That is all for episode 230. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Simon. Thanks for coming in. It's good to see you all again.
no worries.
Thanks for tuning in, and we will be back in 2 weeks' time.
See you.
See you.
See you next time.